So today is March the 15th. It is International Long COVID Awareness Day. And it is also 4 years to the day when I first started feeling unwell with what turned out to be COVID, although that wasn't what I thought it was at the time. And 4 years ago, I had no clue what was to come over the following 4 years. And I think that's probably a good thing, actually. Anyway, I have an awful lot of thoughts. I'm trying to put them into some sort of order. I think on this day over the last 3 years, I felt differently. So a year on, I had nothing that helped, didn't know what was going on, felt completely hopeless, completely helpless. 2 years on, I'd found some things that had helped. I'd seen a little bit of improvement, but I still felt pretty low, still felt like nothing was really going anywhere. 3 years in, so that was last year, I was doing so much better. I was actually crawling out the end of long COVID, although I didn't quite realise that at the time. I knew I was getting there, but I don't think I realised quite how close I was to that kind of moment of, oh, yay, fantastic, everything's good. And now looking back from a whole year on, I've now been recovered for about 9 months, 10 months. And it's very interesting kind of looking back over those 3 and a bit years that I spent unwell, and then the following 9 or 10 months since then, about how things have changed. I mean, to start with, how shocking is it that we need a long COVID awareness day? How awful is it that there were still so many people that are unwell, that haven't found support, that haven't been signposted to things that might help them, that haven't been shown even a little bit of empathy by people, be that medical professionals, doctors, employers, people that they're going to for help, benefits, for example, and even friends and family members. How shocking is that? Let's just take a moment to actually acknowledge that it's terrible, that people should need to feel like they're not being believed, and actually having to justify their illness. That is absolutely awful that people are experiencing that at all. So that's just awful. And also that there is so much help out there, but people aren't able to access it, either because they're not being signposted to it. Maybe there's a financial barrier. A lot of things are online, but a lot of things are not. So how awful is it that people aren't able to access what even is out there? And I think there's a lot of work there to be done around, signposting, financial support, all of those things, making things as accessible as they possibly can. And, I think support maybe is something that is so important here. I'm quite fortunate in some ways. I wouldn't have considered myself fortunate at any point during those 3 and a bit years of my life that I was unwell. But looking back on it, in some ways I was. I was able, once I acknowledged that I needed to, I was able to take some time off work, which allowed me to explore things that were going to help. It reduced my stress levels, so I was able to do that. I was curious and I went searching for things. I also had a very supportive partner who was able to do a lot of stuff for me. So, that was lucky in a lot of regards. A lot of people don't have that level of support. And although I wouldn't have said that anything was great through those 3 years, it could have been an awful lot worse. So, people who don't have that level of support, they need that level of support, whether it's from friends and family members, whether it's financial from elsewhere, whether it's, I don't know how we do it, but we need to find a way for people to get the support that they need, whether that's people who have long COVID, whether it's people who have ME, CFS, whether it's people who have something else that is meaning that they need support. I think there is so much wrong with the world that people are desperate for help and desperate for support that they could have, but they aren't able to get it. So I think, support, empathy, listening to people. If someone is asking for help, then, it's quite difficult to ask for help. So if someone is actually asking, then it means that they really need it. And if someone isn't able to ask for help, then I think maybe we could all be better at looking out for others and offering that help or taking meals around. So if you are able to do things like that, then you are able to kind of help out people who aren't in a position to do those things for themselves. And I think I'm much more aware of other people suffering now than I used to be. And I suppose that's a good thing. Not that they're suffering, but that there is more awareness around it. So anyway, I have thoughts around this. I've done a longer episode, which will be dropping any minute, with some of my thoughts. But yeah, anyway, that's enough of me waffling for now.